Every great creative work stands on the shoulders of giants. Welcome to RetroInspection, where we examine and find out where the things we love today came from.
Today we are talking about E. Doc Smith's 1950 novel, The First Lensman, the second published in his Lensman series, but Wikipedia seems unsure, possibly the fifth or sixth that he wrote in that process.
Well, I think this is the second novel in the series, right?
It's the second novel. Yeah. Just maybe not the first written. Or
the first one is Triplanetary.
Yes.
And it's probably a good idea to describe what Triplanetary is.
Okay, given that we haven't read Triplanetary, we're just going by the Wikipedia thing. I'm sorry, were you going to describe it?
So Triplanetary is the first novel in the Lensman series. And it is based on the writing that E. Doc Smith did for Astonishing Stories, I believe.
Yeah, I have it up. Hold on, let me look. Amazing Stories.
Amazing Stories. And that details this race of ancient beings that I guess were formed at the beginning of the universe called the Arisians. And they are, for whatever reason, interested in uplifting other sentient beings to protect something. Now, having not read Triplanetary, I can't go into detail about what that is, except to say that their main rivals are called the Idorians, and I think they're from another universe, and they're invading ours. And so perhaps the Arisians are just trying to forestall this invasion by uplifting other creatures. And in this part of this uplifting is they are in another twist of early 1900s, early 20th century writing and philosophy. The Arisians are practicing a little bit of eugenics on different worlds where they're creating the perfect specimens to receive this uplifting. And in First Lensman, which is the one that we're talking about today, that's actually where the Arisians are choosing, of course, the First Lensman and other Lensmen following after that from Tellus, which is Earth.
Yeah, for no reason. It's Earth.
Well, there's a reason.
Well, we could have just called it Earth, or we could have called it Terra, or we could have called it Sol 3, but instead, Mr. Smith elected to confuse everyone, which is going to become a trope.
Tell us about Tellus, Nick.
Well, Tellus is what Earth is called in the book, whereas even humans who are from Earth, not even human colonists on other planets, but humans who are from Earth, call it that, which it's in the First Lensman, at least, it's never explained why. Maybe there's an explanation for this in Triplanetary. Should I explain why we went with this one as opposed to starting with Triplanetary? Because the First Lensman is the book where people start getting their lenses, which are kind of these wristband, armband things that give them certain powers. And if this sounds familiar, it's because, well, it sounds a lot like what DC Comics started up with in the late 50s when they created the Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the rest of the Green Lantern Corps. So, there's a lot of correspondence between these two. It's pretty widespread on the internet that people think the Green Lantern Corps were ripped off from the Lensman. And that's what we were going to talk about today, which is why we read the First Lensman. And I guess my short version of the answer to that question is kinda.
Like, subscribe, repost, share everywhere. To see what else we're up to, visit xynobooks.com, xenobooks.com.